Hello again. I had in mind several topics to, elaborate and discuss. And one of them is about the class of beings. Why this particular subject, I will explain. Um, this should be like a practice for you to when you're reading the suttas, when you come up to a bizarre statement that you don't understand, the reason why would Buddha say something like this, do something like this. It's just very bizarre and you can't explain it. Then you should just take a mental note and just come back to it later. Just investigate and try to make sense of it. That should be a good practice for you. And there are like many examples of such things. For me, for example, when the Buddha was enlightened and he came back to the five ascetics, he just, uh, from the get go, he demanded them to address, don't address me as friend. Okay, I am not your equal. Just from the get go, he makes this strict distinction. And he makes these distinctions in many places. You know, class of beings, he first makes a distinction between Arya and Putjana, and there are many other distinctions as well, like the four class of beings, uh, light to light, from light going to light, coming from light going to darkness, coming from darkness going to light, coming from darkness going to darkness, and and elaborates as beings born with blessed with good health, long life, and wealth, and beauty and intelligence. And there are beings uh, who are like short lived, sickly, ugly, low intelligence, etc. He makes this distinction, like, and it is very uh, for people in living in our age. This kind of distinctions seem, very harsh and outdated, so to speak. The first time I read that years ago, I was like shocked almost. How could the Buddha, make such a distinction between, beings uh, when in these times we assume everyone is just, equal. But as you progress along and get more life experience and gain more insights into what's beyond the appearance of things, insight into the mind, your own mind and minds of other people. You get to know how people, think and operate in the world, and things start to make more sense. Let me give you an example. For example, let's say there is a very successful and wealthy businessman. He just built everything from the ground, just very productive, very intelligent, forward thinking, everything. There is another man, exact opposite qualities. He he can't like hold a dollar. He just spends everything he gets. Very impulsive. He can't think like a 2 minutes forward. Um, he's like a drunk living in the streets, whatever. You Now these two people, let's say, has to run a business. They have to make a business relationship. How could that be possible? You know, could that relationship be on equal grounds? Would that work? Just think about it. Let's share. Let's run a company and uh, divide the responsibilities. Just give them equal responsibilities and equal say. Could that work? I mean, that's impossible. If a relationship has to be made, it has to be a structural top-down relationship. There can be a job, that homeless man can make. He can be a janitor and just clean the floor, and you give them his daily wage, and okay, it's good for him. But it cannot be a relationship on equal grounds. So these people are not equal and cannot be act like as if they are equal, because then everything would be destroyed factually. The company would run to ground if they acted like they are equals. So that's a harsh reality that one should just recognize. So, and I think in our times, most people just refuse to recognize this reality, that beings are not simply equal. So